What's up, everybody? It's Ruben Jay here at Politicon for MultiMediaMouth.com with RJ Cutler, the host of the Oval Office Tapes, a podcast. It's a scripted podcast, correct? That just came out a couple weeks back.
You're doing great.
Awesome. I'm excited.
It's like 70% accurate so far, which is good.
70%. What part did I get wrong?
I don't host.
Oh, you don't host?
No. But I did create it, and
Okay.
I am one of the writers, and stuff like that.
So let's talk about the premise of the show, because my understanding is it's obviously a scripted, bugged Oval Office.
Well, you follow the news, so you know, of course, that there are microphones in the Oval Office, and that the president's phones are tapped, and everybody's wondering where are the tapes. We have the tapes.
Well, so
and we release them in 30-minute chunks every week. We release the tapes that we feel are worthy from that week's activity in the White House.
Okay, so how much of the tapes is just Trump just kind of going do throughout in the Oval Office?
0 tapes of Trump going do.
Okay.
But 100% tapes of things like Elizabeth Warren calling the president to collect her $1 million because she has issued the findings of her DNA test, and then getting an earful from the president, as you can imagine anyone who calls him looking for $1 million would get. And 100% of things like Rudy Giuliani approaching Melania in order to renegotiate her contract with the president, and 100% of things like the first daughter, Ivanka, explaining to her father that no, she doesn't want to be ambassador to the UN. In fact, the job she's looking for is vice president. So there are things. It's coming at you in 30-minute chunks every week on the Oval Office Tapes podcast.
So why was now the time to create a podcast like this? Just because it's topical, or was there a specific reason behind your thought process?
Yeah, I mean, I was struck by how compelled we all were in the wake of Donald Trump's election and throughout the first 2 years of his presidency, not only by the news and its kind of the speed with which it is moving. I mean, news is now moving at the speed of light in a way that at the beginning, remember, you almost couldn't keep up, and we've all developed a kind of metabolism and stamina to keep up with news that is moving this quickly. But it's not just the news and the headlines that we're compelled by, it really is the narrative. And we all would like to know not only what's happening, but the guts of what's happening. We want to hear the conversations behind the closed doors. And when I started thinking about that, I thought, well, this is the perfect way to do it, is to say that we have these tapes and then to write them on a weekly basis. And we respond in the moment to that week's news. So we write on a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then on Thursday we record, Friday we release, and you're getting stuff from us that is driven most of all by our desire to kind of reveal the truth behind what's going on in the news.
What's been the reaction so far from people who've tuned into the podcast?
It's fantastic. I mean, we're growing exponentially every week. We're getting tens of thousands of downloads on a weekly basis. We are, it's exciting to be a podcast that's touching a nerve, because as you come to a place like Politicon and everywhere we go, people are recognizing us. We're doing a live show here later. It's just great. It's just been great.
So you are the head of one of the production companies, Cadence 13, correct?
No, I run my own production company, Cutler Productions, but we've partnered with Cadence 13, which is a major distributor of podcasts, and then we're also in partnership with Jason Blum's company, Blumhouse. Blumhouse, people know, they're behind Halloween this weekend, and they're behind Get Out, and in large part because their métier is horror films. We thought they'd be the perfect company to partner with on the Oval Office Tapes.
Well, you just answered my next question, was why those two. So
we were looking for somebody who was good at inducing this.
So why should people tune in? A lot of the people who are going to watch this, I'm going to assume haven't tuned in yet. Why should they?
Because it's awesome and funny, and as we like to say, we're 99% confident that it's the verbatim truth of what's going on in the Oval Office. I mean, if you don't want to hear what's going on, then don't tune in. But if you are curious and you want to know what conversations are happening, if you've ever thought, God, I wish I had Donald Trump's phones tapped and I could hear everything that's going on those telephones, we give you access to that. And you know, in most cases, the performances that our performers give of these guys are far better than the performances they're giving themselves. I mean, Sarah Huckabee Sanders is pretty good at what she does, but our actress is a lot better at Sarah Huckabee Sanders than Sarah is herself.
Let's do a role reversal. Let's say you had a direct line to the president.
Yeah.
And he could listen to your thoughts, your comments. What would you say to him?
What would I say to Donald Trump? Check out the Oval Office tapes, man. You won't believe your ears. Tune in. Download it anywhere you get your favorite podcast, because you'll enjoy yourself there.
Well, links will be in the description as well. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. RJ, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much. Pleasure.
Thank you.